Hey y'all, I'm Rachel, owner and artist here at Stella Rose Boutique, located inside of Stella Rose Mercantile here in Greenville, Tennessee. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button for me, and if you're not, welcome back, friends and family. Today I have a trash to treasure, a thrift flip, and a curbside find for you. I've been sick since about the beginning of January, and the last couple of weeks I have started to feel a whole lot better. So I have about 3 to 4 weeks or so to get some more projects done for you because I'm having a total knee replacement done on my right knee on June 1st. So that will give me some stuff to edit while I'm laid up healing. Anyhow, so let's get started with project number 1. This piece was inspired by Miss Linda Purdy at Second Chance Decor and More. She made this last year, and I had a regular plain box like that, see? And I didn't know what it was or what to do with it. And I found a stand in the garage. Both I picked up at a garage sale. I'm not sure when. So I washed it down with Fusion TSP cleaner. I love that stuff for every piece I paint on. Then I gave this 2 coats of coal black Fusion paint. Then I gave it a coat of ebony, which is by Fusion. It is their Fusion staining and finishing oil. I love this stuff, y'all. I started with DIY's Dark and Decrepit, and I really watered it down because I wanted to tint it, make it look like it was old wood. And after I let it dry real well, I came back with Old and Gray, and I thinned that out too. It is also a patina from DIY. I covered both the top inside and outside and the bottom inside and outside both ways. Then I took some JRV newsprint decoupage paper and I traced an outline for the interior bottom part, and I made sure it fit perfectly. And then I started decoupaging it with the DIY crystal clear patina. I decoupage this a little different than I normally do. I usually put a little bit down and work it out a little at a time, but because the piece was enclosed all the way around, I covered the entire bottom with the crystal clear patina. Then I rubbed it out with the saran wrap, all of the bubbles and all of the little wrinkles that we had. Let that dry, and then I started stenciling. I used the Old Whitmore cotton and the American Agricultural stencil, and I mixed and matched them both on the lid and the sides. I also used Gravel Road, and I also used Old School, so we had 2 different colors on the stencils that were going down. When I stenciled the round part, I didn't tape it. I did just 1 little letter at a time individually so that I didn't have any bleed through. When I stencil, I make sure I have a super dry brush and offload it first. Once all of the stencils had dried completely, I got out the Old and Gray and watered it down again and put a light coat all the way around the exterior and the top of the piece. I also sealed the inside of the piece with Big Top on the decoupage paper once it had dried. Once I was completely done with this, I let it dry really well because the wood was wet for a couple of days. And then I got out my favorite combination to dry brush, which is the DIY Cottage Color White Linen curated by Jamie Ray and the Short 50 brush from Klingon. I absolutely love this combination to dry brush. Then I added a centerpiece in black to the dip in the table stand that I had because I didn't want it to sink. It needed support in the center. I flipped it upside down. I drew it out in the center and measured it, and then I attached it with E6000. Stay tuned to the end to see how it turns out. Project number 2. I'm doing 2 different things I picked up at garage sales the exact same way. So it's really 2 projects, but I'm painting them the exact same way, like batch painting. So I scrubbed them both really clean with, again, the Fusion TSP cleaner. I love this stuff. This is a really neat, different textured candlestick and a pedestal with some really cool texture and design on it. I covered them both with 2 coats of Prairie Gray from DIY. DIY paint sticks to anything and everything. I have not found a surface yet that it will not adhere to. Once both coats dried on each piece, I gave them a coat of DIY's Big Top, which is the perfect water-based sealer. I did get out my heat gun because I am a little bit impatient and I wanted it to dry a little bit quicker so I could flip it over and finish the top. Then I started with the same process on the pedestal, covered it with a layer of DIY's Big Top, sped up the drying process with my heat gun, and then I started dry brushing using my favorite technique, which is a On S50 short brush and the Cottage color in white linen. I just love how it picks up so easily. Then I accented every piece of the pedestal and the candlestick with Debbie's DIY Golden Rule. It's a gilding wax, project number 3. I found this berry bucket in the garbage on the side of the road. It had a little bit of writing right there on it with some permanent marker, but I left it. It gives it character. You don't see it much when it's all over. I mixed Old and Gray patina from DIY with some water to thin it out, and then I covered the inside and the outside of the entire basket. I then got out my Whitmore cotton stencil from JRV and my 1/2" JRV Stencil brush, and I go one at a time individually on a round surface to stencil the different names and words and letters on here. There was no rhyme or reason to the pattern. I just kind of stuck whatever I wanted to all over the place. I then got out my old school from DIY and I used my turquoise iris artisan brush to cover the band all the way around the center, and then I used gravel road from DIY to cover the top and the bottom. You see me here doing my absolute favorite, dry brushing some white on the inside and the outside of this basket using the Cottage colors white linen and my S50 short brush. Then I took some Sweet Pickins milk paint in flat and I covered the entire basket inside and out to give it a extra layer of protection, and we use this in the shop for display. Here are the final items, guys. I can't believe this turned out this beautiful. Thank you for the inspiration, Linda. I absolutely love it. These are available in my shop at Stella Rose Mercantile and Boutique in Greenville, Tennessee. Right now, I am currently in the hospital. I did have my knee replacement yesterday on June 1st. It is June 2nd. I did fall behind and have a lot to do. So I will start editing some videos and hopefully I can get them out. You can also find all the paint and products used on all of these videos or all of these projects here at stellarosemercantile.co. Thank you so much for watching and thank you so much for supporting my channel. Please hit that subscribe button. Talk to you later. Bye.